Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone. Passion for excellence.
Here are today's top headlines. Penske fails to finalize a deal to buy Saturn. Every non-Japanese automaker drops out of the Tokyo Auto Show. And a look at the new Ford Raptor. Up next, we'll be back with the news behind the headlines. This is Autoline Daily for Thursday, October 1st, 2009, and now the news. In a surprising development, the Penske Automotive Group announced yesterday it was not able to put a deal together to buy Saturn from General Motors. Penske was not able to get another car company to supply vehicles, which would be sold as Saturns, and GM said it would only build Saturns for another 2 years. Numerous media reports say it was Renault's board of directors which rejected the deal to supply cars to Penske. As we've been reporting, Penske was reportedly going to get cars from Samsung in Korea, which is owned by Renault. Ironically, today was the day Penske was supposed to sign the deal to buy Saturn from GM. So why'd the deal fall apart at the last minute? We can only speculate for the moment. One reason may have been the weakening of the dollar, which is going to make it very difficult to import cars to the United States. A second, more likely reason is that Nissan objected to saving Saturn since it competes head-to-head against it, and it figured it might be able to capture a lot of those buyers. And after all, Carlos Ghosn is the CEO of both Nissan and Renault, so Nissan would definitely have some influence over this deal. The Tokyo Auto Show is set to open at the end of this month, but the Detroit Free Press reports that all the major non-Japanese automakers have dropped out of the show this year, and maybe forever. GM, Mercedes, Ford, BMW, Chrysler, Volkswagen, and Hyundai will not be there. Not one foreign automaker has a factory in Japan. Imports are limited to less than 5% of the market, so what's the point of going through all the expense of exhibiting at a show where you have little chance of selling vehicles to the people who will go there? That's why these automakers are putting all their efforts into China, where they're welcome to build and sell cars. But speaking of the Tokyo show, Mitsubishi will display a plug-in hybrid SUV concept. According to Bloomberg, the vehicle is called the PX MIEV. It's equipped with a 1.6-liter gas engine and a lithium-ion battery pack. The vehicle gets 118 miles to the gallon, or 2 liters per 100 kilometers, and Mitsubishi hopes to bring a similar vehicle to the market by 2013. At the other end of the spectrum, one of the worst-kept secrets in the auto industry has to be Ford's upcoming 5-liter V8, codenamed Coyote. So far, it's only been seen in the wild under the hood of a Mustang, but now PickupTrucks.com is running some photos of it in an F-150. The engine is expected to replace the company's 4.6 and 5.4-liter V8s. Horsepower and torque are both rumored to be around 400, but if that's not enough, Ford is said to be developing a twin-turbo version codenamed Roadrunner. Get it? Coyote Roadrunner? The 5.0 is expected to debut in 2010. People from all over the state and even from overseas are lining up at a zoo in Oregon to get their cars cleaned. KITV reports that Wildlife Safari is offering visitors some very special washes. Trainers have taught their 3 African elephants how to clean cars. The gimmick seems to be attracting attention because the zoo has seen a big spike in summer traffic. Tiki, Alice, and George don't seem to mind the work. They love splashing in the water, and if one of them gets bored, they take turns. Just be warned, the trainers guarantee that your car will not get clean. Coming up next, a look at the meanest pickup truck on the planet. We'll be back right after this.
Changing tires out here could be dangerous, but with these tires, I don't need to worry.
Bridgestone.
Ford has done a brilliant job of extending the model line on its F-Series pickups, and the latest variation in the lineup is what they call the Raptor. It's for serious off-road enthusiasts, and it's one of the most outrageous products you'll ever find in a showroom. When you got a hot product in the auto industry, one way to really make money on it is to extend the model line. And Ford's done a brilliant job of that with the F-150. You can get the King Ranch Edition, you can get the Platinum Edition, and now the latest version that they've got, the Raptor. This thing really stands out. Just from the front end alone, one of the first things that you notice is it does not have the blue oval on the grille. It's got the letters F-O-R-D molded right into it. You'll also find that the hood and the fenders here are plastic. The reason it's plastic, and that doesn't mean it's cheap, is that it's cheaper to tool up this in plastic than it is in steel. Another thing I've got to point out, what I love is these vents on the hood and in the fender here are not just tacky add-ons. They're functional. They actually do extract extra heat from the engine, and we've got a 5.4-liter V8 under the hood here too. One of the other things that you'll notice are these shocks that are very noticeable on the vehicle. And then you get these graphics that really stand out. I don't mean to say that they're outstanding. I mean, it really stands out in a crowd. And of course, you only have to pay $1,000 for this option. Let's take a look inside because the styling theme continues there as well. The interior of the Raptor is a fascinating combination of colors, textures, and shapes. First thing you notice, of course, is the red that they've got on the center stack here. I've never seen red on a center stack ever, certainly not a red like this. Also integrated into the seats, where again you get all different kinds of textures built in. Down here too on the console, you've got these cool switches for the auxiliary lighting on it. Again, very different from what you find in the typical F-150. But come on, we got to take this thing for a ride because I got to show you a few more things about how it drives. While pickup sales have plummeted and will probably never recover to where they were just a few years ago, special models like the Raptor help keep the F-Series pickup line very profitable for the Ford Motor Company. And by the way, you can watch a lot more of that Raptor video on John's Journal on our website. And that is it for today's top news in the global automotive industry. But don't forget to tune into Autoline After Hours tonight when our guest will be auto analyst Eric Merkel from Autoconomy. That's 7 p.m. Eastern or 2300 hours GMT. Thank you for watching today. We'll see some of you tonight and the rest of you tomorrow.